Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Hobbydude 007 channel. Sorry I haven't had a video up in the last week really. It's getting to be our busy season. My wife and I, as many of you know, own a company called Squad Room, and we sell police, fire, EMS, military collectibles and things like that. And with COVID, we have been pretty dead the last 2 years. And this year, everything seems to be opening back up. Thank you, Lord. And so we're back at it again. We have a lot of fun when we do this, meet some great people. So with the events, the trade shows and conventions, things like that, we're really looking forward to having some fun. So I'm still going to try to keep at least one or two videos if I can up every week. I've got a lot of stuff on the gasser that we're working on, primed and ready for well, some assembly's done. And I'll be doing a video on that this week. But I want to do a short one while I'm waiting on stuff on the gasser to dry now. I took some hanging models down that I wanted to do some dusting on. And you know what? I thought I'd let you see another side of Hobbydude. The geek side. Stick around, we'll have some fun. Hey guys, before we get started, I want to give a shout out real quick to Mike over at Scale Speedworks. If you have not been over to his YouTube channel, be sure to do that. Great content, and what a great guy, what a great guy. Also with the shop card, he put some great kind words on the back, and Mike, thank you so much. And he also included something that I collect, and that's a police patch from Moraga, California. Isn't that awesome? Being a retired popo myself, that's kind of cool to have. So, Michael, thank you for the patch, big time, and thank you again for the kind words on the card. Again, guys, go over, give him a sub, and, you know, you've heard me say this repeatedly, but it's true. You want to help a channel grow, you want to help this hobby grow, make sure you support the guys that put these videos out. It really helps. Okay, let's get over to the geeky stuff. Hey guys, in addition to being a super avid car guy, I'm obviously a James Bond fan, a 007 fan, but I'm also a sci-fi fan. I enjoy building a model from time to time, and once I get on one, it's something. Usually when I have a modeling funk, I knock out an airliner, something quick and easy. But occasionally, I will delve back into the science fiction. Of course, being raised in the 60s, being really young, I'm a Trekkie too, but I love Star Wars. I love them all, man. This is the commissioning plaque of the USS Enterprise D, and this is in one of my rooms displayed with some of the hanging stuff. But this is the commissioning plaque that hangs on the bridge of the Enterprise, and isn't that cool? And this has not been dusted off yet. I've taken it down, but I haven't dusted it yet. And check out who the admirals are there. Gene Roddenberry, Rick Berman. A lot of the guys, the folks that work on the show are there. And I always thought this was just a nice touch. I had a guy once want to borrow it so he could resin cast it, and I thought, well, number one, that wouldn't actually be honest, but at the same time, I do not want to risk anything happening to this puppy. But isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? That's one of my collectibles, and what I want to be showing you today are some of my favorites. Well, I don't know if I would say favorites, but the ones I could get to real quick, but I want to have some fun with this stuff too. Next up, let me show you when I go to these events for Squad Room or just out sometime, I love having fun. So I take my lunch in my official Star Trek lunch box. Isn't that cool? And I always try to look and see what people are, how they're looking. Some people come over and go, oh, that's cool. And some people look at you like you've got 3 heads. So I don't care. But isn't that cool? But this is, you can see it's a little banged up. I still use it. AMT did a reissue on these things a while back, and I've got the other one they did. And this one is the Mr. Spock edition, and it's still in the plastic. And cool. And inside this lunchbox is a model kit. Isn't that cool? And this one, by the way, came with a model of the original box art here, but came with the model of the Enterprise in it. I think it was the 1,000 scale or something like that. But that is really some cool stuff. But I picked up, when these came out, I picked up, I think about 2 of each of them. My brothers, I knew we were going to have one too, because we grew up with this. But I have a lot of fun with my lunch boxes too. I'm going to reset the camera real quick. I want to show you one that is freaky. Stick around. Hey guys, for these next few, to get everything in frame, I'm going to have to hold the camera, and I'll try to do the best I can to keep it still. War of the Worlds was always one of my favorite movies, from the old one to this new remake. And this is a model of the remake of the War Machine and the tripod. And this thing freaked me out at the theater, because when those bands opened fire, people were burnt into a powder instantly. And I mean, it really did. It freaked me out. I'm like, whoa, very scary machine. And so obviously I had to have one. Big thanks to David Fortin for the colors. David did an outstanding job in both his research and execution. Check this thing out. It's downright evil is what it is. And of course, these are the bands I'm talking about, these weapons. And the kit comes with a couple of different configurations you can make. The basket for us, the food. But these laser bands right here, I guess that's what you call these things. But when they open fire, yeah, people were just turned into an instant powder. But I'll try to let you get some good views here of this kit. And like I said, to me it was just downright evil. Even at a model, I don't like those things pointing at me. And to give you an idea of scale, did you notice down here the size of the car compared to the foot? So that's, I'll back off here and let you see scale-wise from the car just how big these things were. Well, I'm not sure I'm getting it all in frame there still. Just an evil machine. And it even has the, notice on the side here, the writing, if I'm not too close. And just one evil, evil machine. But this was one of those that I just thought, wow. It's intricate, yet it's... it still holds that. And if you haven't seen that movie, I don't know if I want to recommend it or not, because it's whoa. It really is a good one. If you like a good horror / sci-fi, it's a pretty good one. So there we go. Next, I want to show you something that's been hanging, that I've got a little bit of it dusted off, and I've got it in scale, so you kind of have an idea of the true size. Well, if there's a such thing as true size. Stick around. Okay guys, these next 3 were hanging close to each other so you get an idea of scale. This is a 1/350th scale NASA space shuttle, and it is a replica of the first, so it is the Enterprise. And as you see in 3/50th scale, it's a decent size. It's about 5 inches long. From the very nose to the high end of the rudder is 5 inches, and cool little display for how we have it done. And let me reset the camera and I'll show you what's up next in 3/50th scale. Next up is a 1/350th scale Klingon bird of prey. And as you can see, this one was done in pretty much the instruction paint scheme and decals. We'll give you an idea. We'll put our space shuttle in 3/50th scale right there, so you have an idea of the scale of a Klingon bird of prey. And again, if these were real anyway, in 1/350th scale. Let me take the camera down here a minute and I'll show you around the bird of prey. And again, this is all the instruction paint scheme. Got some metallic on the weapons. Got a little silvering on the decals. I didn't realize I did. And the belly of this thing is what I really kind of like too. You've got the main engine, an impulse, I guess that's called, and then the red underneath on the wing apparatus, and then the torpedo launcher up front. Mean looking little machine, and I'm assuming that colored thing is more of the warp core. And if you remember from the movies, the wings change configuration. This is the battle mode, or attack mode, and when they swept up, it was in the cruise and the landing mode. But, and this, again, was hanging, they were hanging together along with one more, and let me get it, and we'll take a quick look at it. Here we have the Enterprise again, and the last vessel that was hanging with these three. Again, this is 1/350th scale space shuttle Enterprise, as you see there. And the last one is the Enterprise A, and I'm going to have to stand up so I can get all of it in the shot. Hats off to Paul Singer and James Moody for the colors and finding the right decals and everything for this. This is the NCC 1701A USS Enterprise. All of the decals are hand done. And like I said, kudos to Paul for finding these things and James for the right colors. And I love this model. This is one of the polar lights, and I'm going to flip it over and let you see some of the other stuff here too. And again, there's your scale, and that's why these two usually have the 350th shuttle here overflying the Star Trek Enterprise. And I tell you what, they did a great job with this thing. Look at that hatch there for the pods, the shuttle pods. All of this thing is just absolutely, to do it right, it takes some time. It's a lot of work, but boy, look at the reward. And of course, this thing is taking the longest to dust for obvious reasons. And I've got another 350th Enterprise. That's the original series. And I'm not going to be able to get all of this up, I don't think. But when we put our Klingon bird of prey, we'll put the little Enterprise there. Let me see if I can get something to set the bird of prey up here. And all in 350, you get an idea of scale there. And that's not really doing it justice there, but you get the idea. Oops. And I guess that might be a little bit better. But it gives you an idea of scale there. I thought that was cool to display that way. And let me get some of this stuff out of the way, and I'll show you the underside of this thing. Like I said, kudos to Paul and James for their help, big time. In fact, I may just have to lay this on my lap. And here's the bottom side of the saucer. Oops. bottom side of the saucer, man, it's just sitting in this chair is just not cutting it. That's a big model at 1/350th scale. At a show, I've seen them set beside a 3/50th scale model of a modern aircraft carrier, and it's actually about roughly the same size. It might be a little bit longer. Man, that's heavy. Let me get around here where you can see the deflector dish. Hold on a second. I'm going to have to stand up here. So, yeah, there we go. So you can get an idea of the deflector dish there. And the torpedo tubes. But this will, it had to be hung up because, honestly, where else are you going to put something this big? Star Destroyers are about the same. Well, some of the Star Destroyers are smaller, but you can get some. I've seen some resin that are just enormous. But there you go. Hey, and by the way, as you see, the shop cards came in and a small thing of the decals, so those are going to be going out probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll start getting some of those out. And by the way, if you don't have a shop card, or if you want a shop card, look for my email address in the description area of this video and just let me know, and I'll get you one out when I'm sending everybody else's out too. Isn't that cool? Well, now you know the geek side of Hobbydude 007. So there you go, guys. Thanks so much. Hope you have a great Easter. I'll have just a short video about that probably in the morning. But God bless. Hope you have a great, great day. If you're not a subscriber, head on over and do that. And we will talk to you in the next video. Thanks, guys.